What's going on, guys? Here we have another video for you. This is the LionsCool HACKSQUAT leg press machine. Now, this is one of the very unique pieces I've seen that I kind of was like eyeing, and when it came out, I was really surprised. But this video is going to be a full from assembly to putting together to usage. I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts and feedback on this piece of equipment at the end. Now, this piece has a very unique feature, which is you can work each individual leg by itself, and you can work them both at the same time with a little pin, if you will. But with that being said, guys, just know this first. This is not at all a sponsored or affiliated post. I made this with my own honest review. I bought this with my own honest money. Nothing was sent to me. So I am giving a completely unfiltered, unedited review of this machine and what I honestly think about the craftsmanship as well as the usage of the unit itself. So let's jump into it. Came in 3 different boxes. This box here got damaged in delivery. I'm not sure how, I'm not sure what's dented or scratched up, but we're going to be going through it, opening everything up and seeing what it all looks like. Hopefully nothing is damaged, but we shall see. So with that being with that being said, guys, let's get into it. Enough talking, let's get into action. So as with every project, I like to take everything out, make sure everything is here and organized, inspect it, see if anything jumps out. There were a few things that caught my attention, just going over it, because most talking about the damage and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, guys, this is this is kind of what it looks like when you're unboxing new equipment. Most of the assembly is pretty straightforward. Directions with the words and pictures, but as long as you follow along pretty well, you can figure out what which one to put here. Then it's on this part, I have to make sure that the space is the exact same from the wall. I know it may seem kind of OCD, but it works for me. That's all I gotta say about that. It works for me. That way, once I screwed everything tight it made it so that it needs to kind of straight. On this part right here, I had to kind of hold one inside, kind of messed up, and then put the spring in there, so it was sitting right. So I kind of had to hold it up and make sure that I line properly, and make sure that if you are going to be doing this leg press, you want to make sure that the handles are facing in, because there's a little screw that goes in the Allen wrench. If you don't put it facing up, it won't work. So right here is where I noticed that the holes were messed up bad. You can see how much wider it is. It's crooked, I'm not sure how that happened. The guide rods I had to, and this is putting in place when I had 8 foot, I had to scoot out about 4 feet from the wall to get myself into the slide this in. Now it does say you need 2 computers. It will probably be easier with 2 people more than one, but I didn't need to do it, so therefore I figured I need to go. Anyway, though, it worked out perfectly. This is where I figured out I put the wrong washer. You have to put the larger washer up here. That way it doesn't slide down. With the guide rail don't slide, the smaller washers go this is my Jimmy rig of the F-clamp to try to get this thing together so I can put the bolt, the washer, and the nut on there. It ended up working out. I just have to make sure I didn't over tighten it. I did check to make sure that it swiveled pretty smoothly, and it did. So it works. I'd rather do it if that's all that matters. I got a little frustrated here because it wasn't working. I had to get some carabiners to have it pull it over to align it back in the right spot in order to put the nut and the washer and nut and screw it in place. But again, it worked. Now putting the foot plates on, they get a little tricky because behind it where you put the shoulder pads, you have to hold it in place. With two people, it says made it easier. However, it was me, so I have myself and my foot. So my foot, I was able to hold it in place and able to screw it in. Again, a lot of this stuff will tell you with two people because it'll make it easier, but you can do it by yourself and not have any injuries that come around because again, it's on there already. You're just trying to hold things in place to screw it for the handles. And I held it with one hand. My foot held it at the bottom. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another vlog, another video of Fit for Me Coaching Lab, where I'm giving you unfiltered, unedited, from beginning to end reviews of my home gym. Thanks for showing up, guys. I definitely appreciate it. For those who don't know, my name is Alonzo, owner and coach at Fit for Me Coaching in Anaheim, Illinois, but also home gym enthusiast. So I've taken the time because I wanted to start putting together my own home gym. And this is what I've done. I've bought pieces along the way, and I've tried to be as budget friendly as possible. And this is one of those pieces. Let's jump right into it, guys. This one right here is the LionsCool leg press hack squat machine. I came across this deal on Labor Day where I was able to get the leg press and the leg extension for under $1,000. Again, let me say it again. Under $1,000, I was able to get the leg press. The leg press with the hack squat with the leg extension and hamstring curl. Of course, both are plate loaded, right? And the reason being, I'm sure I could have waited and probably got a selector right if I kept searching marketplace, but it was just becoming a pain to not be able to do a really good leg day without a leg press or a hack squat, leg extension more than anything else. So with that being said, guys, as you guys saw in the assembly, it was pretty easy, pretty straightforward. This is a solid piece, right? Like when I say solid, like I have to really try to move this piece of equipment. It is a pretty good gauge of steel, 11, 12 gauge. People will say, oh, is it 11? Is it 12? Is it X? Here, this is home gym equipment, guys. This will last you a while. The weight horns can hold up to 600 pounds, not per weight horn, but total weight capacity 600 pounds. And that's, for example, if you were to put 90, 180, 270, right? If you were to put 6 45s on each side, that's what that comes out to be. So with that being said, I don't plan on doing that. Probably 4 or 5 max, things like that, but nothing crazy. Assembly was pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you guys some things and go with things that I like, that I didn't like about it. And we're going to go in from there. All right. So let me just go ahead, give you guys a nice little walk around here. So what you're going to notice is that, again, this is a solid unit. Actually, I'm going to show you this right here. I'm going to show you how you guys convert it from the leg press to the hack squat, which is, right, this comes out, as I see, like most of them do. The foot plate here is it's a pretty good size if you ask me. I'm 6'1", 230 pounds on a good day. And that is more than enough space for me. So my main thing is that I like to have a little bit of a wider stance for my leg press and hack squat. I don't like the narrow stance. And a lot of the ones I saw, the foot plate seemed really small when the guys were using it. I was like, yeah, that's not really going to work for me. So when I called this, and it was unique because it had the individual leg press motions, I was like, yo, this is very interesting. So it was something very unique that I haven't seen from a lot of the gyms. I mean, a lot of their gym equipment places. So with that being said, I pulled the trigger, and again. Like I said, it was a great deal. So with that, the leg press, the back pad comes out when you want to do your hack squat. It has these little pins here that are magnetic. You take that out, it folds right down. You put them back in there for storage, right? Doo-doo. Folds right out, put it back in for storage. I'm just going to push it up just to get it. Now, oh, I mostly will have, those are 55-pound plates. I'm more than likely not going to be changing those. They're always going to be on here just as kind of like a starter weight. So now these little things kind of slide right in here. This is one of the things I was kind of thrown off because it has a keyhole spot here. I thought for a second it should be a way for it to kind of hook into place. And I'll tell you why here in a second, because when you put it in there, if you get in to like where you're pushing down or pushing up, it can come out because it's not locked in place, right? It doesn't lock in place. Even when you push it down, it has a little bit of a give, some give to it too. But besides that, the padding itself is excellent, very sturdy, very heavy duty, as well as the shoulder pads. Like I have to really kind of squeeze to get some kind of, excuse me, some kind of give to them. And then as far as the foot plate here, again, I like to have a little bit of a wider stance. So I have plenty of room down here for the foot plate, plenty of space. Oh, see, there goes that seat, right? Because I slid down. So that's one thing that I got to make sure that it's actually in there. That is one thing that I noticed. I was like, I don't like that because of that reason. So I'm glad it happened. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way. I would hope not. I feel like it should be able to lock in somewhere, but it doesn't seem like it is. So let me get back in here again. Right. So for me, very comfortable. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you guys range of motion so you guys can see how much space it has or how good the range of motion is. Again, I'm 6'1", got pretty long limbs. That's me bottom, but I have not bottomed out. I still have room. Actually, let me bring it down so that goes. So I still have room on that end. And then when you want to flip it back to the leg press, take this seat out. Again, I already sent the email about that to see if that's how it's supposed to be, because it's kind of a safety concern, honestly. Just being honest with you guys. All right, let's get this back up. And then I also go into some things I ran into along the way when I was putting it together. And I'll point them out, just something you look out for. And these aren't really heavy to lift up. They aren't really heavy at all. Again, those handles are very nice to have. They're in place. And then the cool thing, like I said about it, is that you can work individual legs or you can work both at the same time. So for me, one thing I would say, I wish there was another little slot because I don't have that great ankle mobility when I'm not warmed up or I haven't stretched them out, is that I can't really get too deep because of how flat it is. I wish it was a little bit more of an incline or a recline, I guess, another hold position for it, which would make it nice. So because I don't have that, I can't really show you guys how deep I can go, but this is about as far as I can go from here. For me, I could go deeper if I had like a wedge board, which I don't have, but that's going to be coming. But to be able to do the individual leg at a time, that is so nice. Like that's one of the main selling features for me why I got this machine, because being able to do the individual legs made it perfect. So you're not pushing all the weight on one leg, which is a huge benefit. So, and then those handles again, they come into play when it comes to getting up. But again, a very sturdy piece of equipment, very solid. Now, what I will say, as you guys saw in the video, there's a couple boxes that were damaged, or one box that were damaged, and there's some scuffs right here on it. And I did email them about, and they said that they're willing to send me the replacement. And honestly, guys, I'm trying to figure out, because these are literally the support. Do I really want to go through taking it? Really, I have to take it apart. I would essentially have to take it apart. I'll take off these rails here, unscrew, unscrew, unscrew on both sides, and then put the new ones on, right? So it's kind of like, do I want to do that? Do I not want to do that? I don't know, because I think the support in the middle would hold it up still. It would just be a matter of unscrewing the sides, taking this off, taking that off, and yeah. So, got for if I want to do it, because again, it's just some minor blemishes, and I'll show you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The minor blemishes, which are there, right? You can see the scratches here, all the scratches on there. I got them on both sides. I guess this was the box that was damaged. Not I guess, but this was the box that was damaged, and some up there as well. It's one of those things when you pay for it and it comes damaged, like damn. But if you damage, you're like, yeah, okay, it's gym equipment, right? You want to be the first one to damage things, right? But yeah, notice that. Another thing I noticed is that if you look at the foot plates, they're uneven. Like they are super uneven for the foot plates. And I realize what it is that I think it's on this one here, and I'll show you. This one here, see, it has all that play. So they must have misscrewed the hole, right? Which would gave it that much play, because on this other side here, I don't have that much play. It's like, it's exactly how it should be. So I'm guessing this one is the incorrect one, because again, this one doesn't have any play at all with it there. Now I'll show you this too, is that whenever I do get it, what I'm thinking of doing, because I have the space, oops, because I have the space, what I'm thinking of doing is making it so where I can take this out, right? And I have that much room behind it to get better ankle mobility. So what I'm thinking of is drilling out a couple more holes once they send me a new whatever the heck this is. And then make it so where I can have that ankle mobility. And I can probably drill out 3. So I have 1, 2, 3 holes here, to where I can get that better range of motion without having to use a wedge board. Because I really don't want to use a heel wedge or wedge board. It's just not my cup of tea, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But again, with this, like the padding is super nice on it, and I'll show you guys a couple things I ran into as I was putting it together. So as I was putting it together, there are some things on here you want to be mindful of, right? Number one is that these washers, because in the instructions, it tells you at this point, okay, add the washer X, Y, and Z, but it doesn't say which washer. So when I put it on here originally, I had the smaller one, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. And it said these, but it didn't say where they went. So I just figured out, okay, the bigger ones must go up top, because if you put the 2 small ones up here, it's going to go right through the insert point, right? Sticker is, I might take that off. It doesn't even do anything. It barely holding on for dear life anyway. So that was one there. Another one was when you're putting this piece on here, it's a really tight fit to get in there behind here. So what I ended up doing, of course, was just putting the bolt in and kind of holding this kind of off with one hand in a way, and then gliding there, putting the washer on, putting the nut on, and then kind of semi screwing it to where it makes more sense. It made more sense for me to put it on to attach it. But it wasn't too bad. Well, it was pretty straightforward. The handles are, again, very easy to put in. I think I had a minor hiccup when I put this on, which was I put it on and I was like, oh, that didn't make sense. And then I put the spring on, then the rod, then this piece, and glide on. Common sense stuff, but when you're putting things together, you're getting kind of like a flow. You're like, oh, I got it, and you don't got it. Another thing, guys, that, and you here, I'll put it down because you guys saw me do this in the video, which was when these came. When these came, literally, you saw, guys, I had to use an F clamp. I had to use an F clamp because these were so spread apart. I had to like force them to get tighter so I can put that on. So if you do order it, make sure you check that because it was like an inch too wide. If I didn't have an F clamp, I would be stuck, and I'm like, well, if I can't use it, I can't put it together. So I had the F clamp some carabines. I kind of pulled it over. So that was another one I ran into. But outside of those issues, the minor damage, the uneven foot plates, which is kind of a big deal. The uneven foot plates, because I believe, like I said, this one over here has too much play in it. And you guys can see right here, right? See how much play is in that? Has a lot of play in that side there for that washer. This one doesn't have that. So I'm guessing that's the incorrect one, but again, I guess they'll probably send me 2 or send me 1, or I'm not sure. They'll figure it out. But again, the padding on here is really nice, really excellent, pretty solid. We just got to figure also, again, because it has keyholes for this, so I'm not sure why it's not made to where it locks it in place, because that is, to me, that is a safety concern, especially because I have my sons are play football and they're going to be using this too, and I want to make sure that it is safe for them. So that's one of those things where I'm kind of like, I definitely get that figured out. So if you were to ask me, would I buy this again? Is it a good deal? I would say absolutely. I would say absolutely. Even with the minor flaws that it has, again, that's a cosmetic thing, right? This is really, it's 2 functionals, which is the foot plate and that. Those are my 2 biggest concerns. But even that being so, I would still buy it because it's just a great value. I don't do reverse squats a lot. I mostly do leg presses, hack squats. That's pretty much it. I don't really do calf raises on the machine, so I don't care about that either. So with that being said, it wasn't a big deal for me. I'm sorry, I know I'm saying a lot. Excuse me. Outside of that, like, it's still a great value for what you're getting. Again, I got both pieces of equipment if you know, for under $1,000. Now I will tell you this. If you go to order on LionsCool, there's free shipping. They won't charge you taxes. I ordered mine from Amazon because I had credit. So I did Amazon, used the credit, and I was paid off the next day because it was actually a better deal for me. Because the same things were on there for the same, almost same price, as therefore they added the taxes through Amazon. So with that being said, I would still buy it again today. Still buy it. It's a great tool. It's a great piece of equipment. Very solid, very sturdy, very strong. And yeah, not enough good things I can say about it. I can't wait to put it through its paces and get some workouts in on it. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you liked the review, the content, give me a like, a subscribe. I'm going to continue giving you unedited, unfiltered reviews from start to finish, from the assembly, everything like that. So you can see me just go through the process of putting things together. It took me maybe about 4 hours to put it all together. About 4 hours, I would say. So not too bad at all. Oh yeah, and you can adjust the foot plate. That has 4 different adjustments you can adjust it to. It's on the last hole for me. It is, I'm 6'1", so it was better positioning, just so you guys know. But you can adjust the foot plate. And yeah, hope you guys again enjoyed the video. Hope y'all have a great day, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I definitely appreciate it, guys. Thank you.